Greenville, South Carolina is growing more and more popular every year, so we decided to check it out.
Here are 10 things you need to know before visiting Greenville.
Hi, I'm Rico.
And I'm Alex.
And welcome to our channel where we talk about our travel adventures and what we've learned so that you can make the most out of yours.
We're based in Nashville, Tennessee, for those of you who don't know. And what's nice about Nashville is it's a quick drive away from several different cities, so we can do a couple of weekend trips without ever having to book a flight.
And we've been hearing for a while now that Greenville, South Carolina is becoming a more and more popular tourist destination for people to just go and hang out for a weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And
we hadn't had a chance to check out Greenville yet. We've been to Charleston, we've been to a couple of other cities in South Carolina, but Greenville was still on our list. And it sounds like it had a totally different vibe than any of the other cities we've been to.
Yes,
South Carolina.
Definitely. So that's why it's been on our list. And then once we found out that Blink-182 was going to be playing in Greenville, South Carolina, it wasn't hard for us to be like, okay, let's go ahead and let's just plan a weekend out of it.
Yeah.
So we went with a couple of friends. So we'll have some footage throughout our video, and if you happen to see the same people over and over in our video, we promise we do have their consent. They're just our friends.
Yeah.
And they helped us come up with this list of 10 things that you really should know before you travel to Greenville, South Carolina. Mm-hmm. So shout out to them too.
Yeah, so before we get into our list, make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel for any future videos, tips and tricks about traveling, and more destinations to come soon.
So first thing you need to know about Greenville, South Carolina is the vibe.
Yeah, so Greenville very much feels like a small town, but it's definitely a nice sized city. There's lots to do around there, but overall it's very charming, quiet, but also lots of shopping, and it's growing by the minute, so there's new things coming up all the time to check out there.
Yeah, the size of Greenville is about 72. That's it?
72,000, yeah. It's little. It's tiny baby.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, Greenville is only 72,000 people live in Greenville. That's about 1/10 of Nashville's population, if you've ever been to Nashville.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the vibes are pretty different from Nashville though. Definitely a lot of parks and nature things to check out.
It's located southeast of the Blue Ridge Mountains. So with that, you do have a lot of good hiking and, like she said, a lot of good parks and places where you can walk, run, bike.
And if you don't have a map in front of you, you might hear South Carolina and think, I can just pop over to the beach. You can't. This is pretty far from the beach.
Yeah.
I would say you can't just drive 20 minutes and head to the ocean.
What would it be? Probably about 3 hours?
We will check and we'll put how long it is to the beach right here.
It's probably about hours.
Yeah. Something else about the vibe is it's very artsy. There's an art district, lots of art galleries, and that extends even to people are starting to get really artsy with the food. So it's a foodie scene, lots of craft beer, and I think there's a lot for lots of different types of people that come to visit. Typically, when we plan a trip, we want to know the best time to go to avoid crowds and also to get the ideal weather.
This year we didn't have a choice because we went for the show.
Yeah.
So that show happened to be in July, which is the heat of the summer, pretty humid, pretty hot. For that reason, we wanted to make sure we got a hotel with a pool. So if you're interested in where we stayed, we'll be posting that video review up here. So check that out and subscribe to our channel so you can catch that later on.
Typically, the best time to visit Greenville is probably shoulder season. So anywhere from March to May, and then September to November.
Yeah, March to May, you'll have all the flowers, you'll have everything blooming, it'll be really nice. And then September to November, you have those fall colors, especially with it being great for people that like hiking and doing things outdoors. It makes for a very scenic, very, very nice experience.
I'll also say too, I have heard that it's a cute place to go to for Christmas celebrations. So if you're looking for unique gifts, you might want to check out, I'm sure they have Christmas markets and things, but I have heard that they really do it up for Christmas time, so it might be a nice place to visit during Christmas too. The third thing you need to know is to expect small town hours. So what we mean by that is it's not going to be New York City. Things aren't open 24/7. We went actually for a long weekend, and we discovered that on Mondays and Tuesdays, almost all of the art galleries were closed.
And restaurants, breweries, museums.
A lot was closed.
Right, definitely check online. And Google Maps was not the most reliable when it came to hours. So definitely check the company website or their social media page.
Call.
Or give them a call, like the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, the old-fashioned way. I mean, it's not a huge city, so if you walk up to a restaurant and it's closed, it's not like you're never going to find another restaurant, but there were a couple places that we had made a list of, and then we were disappointed that we couldn't check them out.
Yeah.
So just take a deep breath and expect like a little bit of a slower vibe, a more casual business shopping experience.
Of course, if you're there only Friday through Sunday, then you're probably good.
Downtown Greenville is very, very walkable, so you can get to a lot of different restaurants, shopping, art galleries, and things if you're staying really close to the city center.
Exactly. There is also a free trolley that you can use. However, it only runs, I believe, Friday through Sunday, so make sure you check the website. We'll have that link down in the description below to check their operating hours, but I do think it's only Friday through Sunday or whenever there is a home game for the Greenville Drive.
Yeah, you can always use Uber or Lyft as well.
Yeah, we used Uber and Lyft a couple places, but we also took our own car. Parking was pretty easy in Greenville. Easy to find and also pretty affordable. So that's probably what we would recommend. It's just if you're able to bring your own car or if you want to rent a car, definitely recommend that. Number 5, no shortage of team sports. So we'll pop them up here on the screen, but there are several sporting events that you could go to. For example, you have minor league baseball, minor league hockey, Division III men's soccer, women's soccer, college football. You have plenty of college football if you want to do that.
So definitely more low-key sport teams.
Yeah, these aren't necessarily your NFL, your Premier League sports teams, but it still makes it for a fun experience for your family.
Yeah, we stayed really close to the minor league baseball
the Greenville
field.
Drive. Yeah.
The field. And it actually looked like a huge party when there was a game going on.
Yeah.
I was having a little bit of FOMO, but it looked like they had a lot of fun stuff going on. They had like a street festival with karaoke and stuff. And so even though it's not like top tier sports, if you're taking your family, I think it's a cool activity to do and probably a lot cheaper than if you're going to an NFL game.
Yeah, and also if you're a sports fan, make sure you check out the Shoeless Joe Jackson Museum.
Yeah.
It kept popping up while we were there. One of baseball's legends.
Yeah, definitely some cool baseball history. And we'll get into a little bit more about where we stayed. It was called Mint House, right?
Yep, the Mint House.
It was like literally right next to the field. And there was a lot of cool amenities, so we'll dive into that in another video, but wanted to flag that here for you that we stayed really, really close to the baseball area. Greenville is a growing foodie destination. There's lots of different options beyond just standard chain restaurants here. Lots of cute cafes and some really unique offerings.
Yeah, so we'll include a couple of recommendations here that we enjoyed while we were there. So if you're going with a larger group of people or maybe a group that includes some picky eaters, check out Gather Greenville. We went a couple times and it's basically an outdoor food hall with several local vendors and everything from Greek food to seafood, bar food.
Smoothie bowls if you want to do something a little healthier. On the other hand, if you don't want to do something healthier, donuts and fried chicken.
Oh, that's right.
There was parking, but there was lots of different choices there.
Our favorites were Cafe Zorba, the Greek place, and Seafood Palmetto, I believe is the other one. Or Palmetto Seafood.
We also went a little bit further out to the West Greenville Village. We tried a pizza restaurant there, Coastal Crust. We actually went there because I was looking for a gluten-free option and they had gluten-free pizza and it was really good.
Yeah, gluten-free and dairy-free.
Well, I got it without cheese, so it was dairy-free for me. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was great.
Yeah, it really was one of the best pizzas I've had, especially like when we're traveling.
And it was a really cool, like, lower lighting. You felt like you were a little bit more upscale, but also still like really casual. Greenville in general is really casual.
Yeah, but a little bit more of like a trendy restaurant.
The really nice cheese board.
Cheese and charcuterie board. We would definitely go there again. So check out Coastal Crust. And then for dessert.
Oh, we went to Insomnia Cookies. They had a location there. I know Insomnia is a chain. There are several throughout the country. But I haven't had Insomnia since I lived in Ohio, and so it was fun to see an Insomnia Cookies here and get one. And what's nice about Insomnia is it's open really late.
Right.
That's why it's called Insomnia. And you can also get it delivered.
And where it's located in Greenville, it's a cool area to just kind of hang out. They have a couple like murals, and it's next to group therapy, which is like an adult
that
kind of
looked
bar.
really fun.
Yeah, it's like a bar, but with games and like that kind of stuff. So check that out too.
Yeah.
Insomnia cookies were good. They're definitely not like the top of my list as far as cookies go. Like, have you watched our other videos?
We're like big cookie snobs, though.
Yeah, I mean they're great. They're great.
They were good.
If you watched our other videos, you know we like Gideon's.
Yeah, but I would say if you're looking at something, it's very comparable to crumble cookie, but I do think it's better than crumble cookie, in my opinion. Everyone has their own opinion.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Overall, just be prepared for a little bit of higher food and drinks than you might expect in a smaller town.
Right. It's a smaller city than Nashville, but we still found it to be about the same price as far as food and drinks went.
I guess it's just evidence of like that it's the tourism industry is growing there, because I'm sure if you're local to Greenville, let us know in the comments the places that you like to get coffee or snacks or food. I'm sure we didn't check out all of the local hotspots where prices might be a little bit cheaper, but because we stayed more in the tourism-centric centers, food and drinks were really high, especially coffee. Like, coffee was high.
Yeah. Did you like that coffee place you went to, though?
The coffee was fine. It wasn't my favorite coffee city we've been to, but it was good. Yeah.
Cool.
But I'm also from Nashville, so I feel like I'm a coffee snob, too, because we have a lot of coffee shops here. If you are coming to Nashville, let us know so I can send you a list of my favorite coffee shops.
All right, number 7, bring your walking shoes. So in the heart of the downtown area of Greenville, you have Falls Park on the Reedy. And this is a very beautiful park with waterfalls, you know, plenty of trees, plenty of walking paths, and there's just so much to do and see here alone.
On both sides, there's lots of different viewpoints you can see the waterfalls from, and it changes no matter where your perspective is. So bring your walking shoes so you can walk through that whole park. There are also sections where you can take those walking shoes off and kind of put your feet in the water. We saw a lot of kids doing that with their parents. But along those paths, there are some other like important landmarks to check out, like the Medusa tree, which I think we have pictures of.
Petrick's Garden, the bridge, Liberty Bridge, Major Rudolph Anderson Memorial. And depending on what season you go, you may spot Shakespeare in the Park. They do that there occasionally. Because
it's walkable. It's also very bike friendly. So while you're walking these paths, just be aware of your surroundings, because there were quite a few cyclists. And there's a lot of public, like you can rent a bike. But the sidewalks aren't very big. So if it's a busy day and there's lots of people walking around, just keep an ear open to those bells of the bikers, because we saw quite a few cyclists around and it was a little bit crazy.
And there's so many cyclists because there is a 24-mile stretch. There's a trail called the Swamp Rabbit Trail that runs through the park and all across Greenville. So if you are a runner, or if you just like walking and biking, that's also a good place for you. In addition to Falls Park on the Reedy, there's several other parks. We won't name them all, but some of the most popular ones include Unity Park, Paris Mountain, Cleveland Park, and Cancer Survivors Park.
Tip number 8, Greenville is super kid friendly. Like we mentioned several times, Greenville is very walkable, so it's great for if you have a stroller or if you have young children. All of the walkable sections have sidewalks so you can keep everybody safe. Like we said, tons of parks and playgrounds. There's a children's museum there, right in the center of everything, the Greenville Zoo. We got to check out the takeoff mini golf.
Yeah.
Which was fun for all ages, I would say.
Yeah, it was actually a really good mini golf course.
Do pack your sunscreen. It does get very hot and sunny there. And it's kind of like, it was near like an old air park or something, right? Because there was like a lot of
It's not space. A shaded area.
No.
Right.
No trees at all. But actually, we went and we did so well, we won an extra game.
We did. Unfortunately, it was on the day before we were leaving.
Yeah, we didn't have time to cash that in, but
yeah.
Look out for that.
Yeah.
There is also an event center there. So Disney on Ice comes through there, Monster Jam, some other like kid friendly events.
Yeah, the Bon Secours Wellness Arena, that's where we went for the show. You know, like it's a huge arena. So yeah, you'll find Disney on Ice or several other events for kids. Tip number 9 is that Greenville is very dog friendly. So we've already mentioned again all the trails and all the walking that you can do with your four-legged friends. There's several breweries in Greenville that you could take your dogs to. We spotted several turf areas just as we were like walking through downtown, and several doggy bag stations too.
Almost every store we passed had a dog bowl outside for water. And I'm assuming when they're open, probably dog treats too. So make sure you hit those up if you have your dog with you.
Tip number 10, and kind of to summarize it all in case you haven't figured it out already, is that there is something for everyone in Greenville. So, I mean, we talked about hiking, things for kids, for dogs. We talked about breweries. We didn't go into detail about it, but we did go antique shopping one day.
Yeah, there's a ton to do depending on what vibe you want your trip to have. How many days would you say you need to cover Greenville? 3 to 4 days. 3 to 4 days. Yeah. It's a quick weekend trip for a lot of different cities. And yeah, it's just a good time.
So we hope you enjoyed this video. Let us know in the comments below if you're going to Greenville and what you're looking forward to doing while you're there.
Yeah, and if you liked this video, make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. Like we mentioned, we will be covering the Mint House that we stayed in Greenville. If you're interested in staying in a Mint House anywhere in the country, we can give you our full review.
Till next time.
Thanks, bye.